Hi, my name is Stephanie Smith. I'm a language and communications trainer at Language Institute i-diom. I'm here to share with you some very valuable tips in getting your pronunciation in English in tip-top shape. Let's begin. First of all, English is a language stemming from both Germanic and Romantic roots. Let's take a look at this diagram. As you can see, English's roots as a Germanic language also have other influences. 58% of all English words being derived from Latin or French. Why is it important to know how a language developed when discussing phonetics? As you already know, different languages require different sounds, and therefore the use of different areas in the throat and the mouth. If you are a native speaker of the German language, you might notice that there is a lot of tightness in the back of the throat. For example, if you say Guten Morgen, it may feel as if the tongue is pulled back in the throat and the lips are pulled slightly in a horizontal direction. If you are an Italian speaker, you may feel that your words are more forward in your mouth, whereby the consonants flip the vowels forward so that they're in the front of the mouth. If you say buongiorno, then you may feel your mouth pulling forward and slightly vertical. English originally comes from German, but after 1100 AD, a significant Latin influence became prevalent in the language. Check out this diagram. Middle English came with the invasion of the Normans from France, who brought a kind of French with them. In the 14th century, English became the dominant language once again. However, many French words had been adopted into the vocabulary. Consequently, pronunciation would also be influenced. Okay, this is no history lesson, but I thought you might find it interesting to know a bit about the background of the English language. English speakers speak somewhere in the middle of German and Latin. Our words shift between the back of the mouth and the front of the mouth. Whereas a German speaker might form their mouth more horizontally, an English speaker might form his or her mouth more vertically. Speaking German can feel tight in the mouth. English should feel a bit looser. Let's get into some tips and tricks for making your pronunciation better. Of course, we all have our accents. I myself come from sunny California, and I speak with a Northern Californian accent. My accent is very different from my colleagues here at i-diom, as you may have noticed. In any case, there are similarities in the way we speak, which make it possible for us to understand one another. The first thing I tell my students is to over-exaggerate the articulation of their words. This is something I learned in acting school and can be applied to just about any language when you want to make sure you are understood. In acting school, one learns how to articulate by placing an object between the front teeth and speaking at the same time. Watch me. Hello, my name is Phonetics. I am an anthropology professor at Stanford University. I teach 3 classes per week, and when I am not teaching, I conduct research on the prize. Hello, my name is Susan Hansen. I am an anthropology professor at Stanford University. I teach 3 classes per week, and when I am not teaching, I conduct research on the Amazonian tribes. This lipstick isn't only here to help you look beautiful, but it can also help you improve your pronunciation, as you have just seen. If you are not sure how to pronounce a certain word in English, there are many helpful guides, but you should be familiar with basic phonetic symbols. Here is a nice picture of what these symbols look like. These symbols help us to remember how to pronounce English words. So it is a good idea to have such a handout on your side when reading your English newspaper. You may find that you are not sure where to put the accents on words, and you may read a sentence like this. English has become the most commonly used language throughout the world and is the official language of international business and trade. How would you know to pronounce become like become? Or how would you know that GH is silent or TIA is pronounced as sh and not t? There are spelling guides in just about every grammar text, which can help you in terms of silent letters and how to pronounce certain letters when next to each other. A few tips my students have found to be helpful include: when there is an E on the end of a word, it is 99% of the time silent. Home, fine, apple, orange, state. Most words are accentuated towards the beginning of the word. Happy, confident, proficient, efficient, research, family, witness. Of course, there are exceptions. Development, triangle, correspond, nationality. I'm not going to go over all the possibilities here, but if you are reading something and struggling with the rhythm of the sentence, I would suggest clapping along with your hand as you read, much like a metronome. Many people purchase jeans, but most do not resell them. I would suggest tapping for each syllable until the words feel more comfortable in your mouth. When you can reread the sentence without the tapping and see how much your pronunciation has improved, then you will know it has helped you. Many people purchase jeans, but most do not resell them. Every language has its rhythm and accentuated vowels or consonants. As a summary of the topics in this video, here is a short list of tips and suggestions you may want to write down. Number 1. English is a Germanic language, but has Latin influences. Number 2. English's Latin influence has a direct impact on the pronunciation of the words, which are often more forward in the mouth than German, but not as much as Italian. Number 3. English is a more vertical language than German. Number 4. English should feel looser in the mouth and jaw than German. Number 5. There may be a variety of accents, but the most important thing is that you are articulating your words carefully so you will be understood by everyone. Number 6. Check out the phonetic symbology in English and learn how to pronounce words in the dictionary using the symbols you learned. Number 7. Check out the spelling guides in your grammar texts. Number 8. Rhythm can be helpful. Start with a 4/4 metronome beat, however boring this may seem to be. Thank you, and I hope this video was helpful to your learning experience. My name is Stephanie Smith. Have a great day.